Alright, what's up, guys? So my name is Alex. I'm an 18-year-old college student. I'm not your average American. Alright, I just want to make the video engaging because, if people are engaged right off the bat, it's like you're writing an essay and you get hooked onto the thing, and you just want to see what this guy's up to. It's kind of what that wasn't funny. And I don't know what the title of the video is gonna be, but today I'm gonna be talking about the struggles of following Christ, what it takes to be a true Christian, what it takes to follow Jesus Christ, and the struggles that come with it. Because again, it's not easy. There's a lot of struggles, but also the realization that it's in those struggles and when you learn to follow Christ and when you realize that after so much struggle, everything's gonna be okay, So, a little bit about myself on how I found my faith. I went to a private school, St. Pius X St. Matthias. There's gonna be a little picture above here on the screen. I went there all 4 years of my high school, and funny enough, my parents actually wanted to take me out of the high school because of money. It cost, and we couldn't afford it. But my mom sacrificed. My mom did so much for me to just stay there, and I never really knew why. I was like, why, Mom? I can literally get the same education here that I never there at Warren or Downey, other public schools. I was like, why? And I never realized why until now. Is because in those 4 years of me being at that school, I have found my faith. I have found what it is to be a true follower of Christ. Now, I wasn't the perfect. It's not like I just snapped into just being the best version of myself. No. I went through so much pain my 4 years. Silent pain, because a lot of my friends saw me as someone outgoing, someone that didn't have two cares in this world. I struggled a lot personally, and now that I'm older, I literally just graduated last year, but now that I graduated, and now that I'm kind of like alone, I graduated 2 years ago. That's besides the point. Now that I graduated, and now that I'm kind of living on my own, taking care of my own, I've definitely realized a lot of things, and I really have been using a lot of things that I've learned, but I never really thought I'd be able to use until, now. But anyways, I have here on my notes, took some notes. I had this teacher, Mr. Ramos. I'll never forget Mr. Ramos because he was actually the one that came to me in high school where he was like, join this campus ministry, lead this retreat. And I said, oh, sure. I didn't really know much about my faith. I didn't even know how to pray, to be honest. I didn't know any prayers. But anyways, that's not what I'm talking about. He was the one that really got in, he helped me get into my relationship with God. And he always went by this one phrase where God works in mysterious ways. God works in mysterious ways. God works in mysterious ways. And that, at times, it kind of it angered me because I don't understand, what do you mean mysterious ways, right? But now that I know, now I want to share what I feel like I think he means by working in mysterious ways. So God works in mysterious ways. So recently I had a big change in my life where I had to move from one city to another, and that really added a big toll on my life. And I was like, why am this happening? It's my summertime, my summer break. I should be out with my friends right now, going on a bunch of bonfires or going to the beach because it's hot, or going, having fun with my friends. But instead I was separated from them, and I was forced to live here in a place where I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm in the middle of a ranch. And I was like, why? Why is God allowing this to happen? It literally happened overnight. I kid you not. The change had to happen overnight. I had to get out of there quick. I was like, what? Why? And I'm not gonna share why, but I questioned. I was like, why is it happening now? And then my girlfriend said, because I tell her a lot where God works in mysterious ways because of Mr. Ramos, and she's like, maybe you moving is God working in a mysterious way. Maybe because you moved and you had to move for whatever reason. She obviously knew the reason, another reason. But maybe that reason why you moved was to get closer to God. Because I literally landed in a house where I was isolated by the city. Isolated from everything. I was in the middle of a ranch. I was just in the middle of nowhere. All I would do was eat, train, sleep, pray, repeat. And I was like, wait. Because if this summer I would have been out there having fun, I don't think I'd be having the relationship with God I have now. He literally, guys, he literally took me from Los Angeles and dropped me into this ranch. And I got closer to him. I talk to him every day. I pray to him every day like I never done in my life. And I just feel a deeper connection with God. And I think that was his mysterious way of working. You know, why did that happen? I don't know. But I'm glad it did because I got closer to God. Now, that's how he works. He works in those ways, and where he adds things into your life. Sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're good. You know, sometimes you feel like they're good, but they end up being bad. But it's in those trials and tribulations is how he told Simon when Simon walked on water, when Jesus walked on water in the storm, and it's in the video in The Chosen. That's what I'm picturing, where he extended his arm out. He's like, grab my arm, you'll be able to walk. And he had said something along the line. It's in those. Simon asked, like, why do you allow this to happen? And he's like, it's in the trials and the tribulations and where I test your faith and where you grow in your faith, something like that. And that's always been with me because, like, with me moving here, it's a big struggle. It was a big change. And I was like, I was angry. I was like, why did you allow this to happen, Lord? Why? But it was in that move and in that struggle where I found a deeper connection with God. So it's like, that leads me to me telling you to not worry about your life, about anything in your life, to just give it up to God. And that is a conversation for a different video, which I'm really excited for. But anyways, yes, he works in mysterious ways, and I thank Mr. Ramos deeply from the bottom of my heart for showing me that phrase. God works in mysterious ways. And I never understood it, but now I did. You don't understand what I'm doing now, but soon you will, Jesus tells us. God tells us in the Bible. So, yeah, and when you realize that, it's in those trials and tribulations, and when you grow your faith, it's like you don't worry, and you don't, have you obviously gonna worry, because that's just like the human nature mind. Like, you're gonna have a little bit of worrying, but when you give it to God, it's like, oh wow, I'm free from that. I don't have to carry this whole weight on my back. And it's like, you feel good, you feel good. You feel like you have hope in your future. Despite your life looking like a mess in the moment, but you have hope. You know that no matter what, it's going to be good. And that's just so exciting. That's what God gives us, and that's what he promises. Now, and there's proof in the Bible, which now I will close my notes, and I will just talk about the Bible for the rest of the video, the remaining of the video, which we only have like 2 minutes left. So, faith, right? Jesus shows us faith in the Bible. God shows us faith in the Bible. He shows us by doing his miracles. Now, right here, Jesus curses a fig tree. This is what Jesus said. I have Jesus's wordings in red. So Jesus replied, and I quote, and I'll take a picture so you'll see right here. Truly I tell you, if you have faith and do not doubt, not only can you do what was done to the fig tree, but also you can say to this mountain, go throw yourself into the sea, and it will be done. If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer. That, my brothers and sisters, is so powerful. It gives me chills all over my body. It's like, oh my goodness, like, pray and believe that things will be done for what you ask for in prayer. Like, when you ask for it in prayer, believe and have faith that it will be done, and it will be done. Because God isn't a liar. He's not a lying God. He's a merciful God. And so if you pray to him and you repent for your sins, everything's going to be okay. Now, he has another story that was also one of my favorites that I feel like I look at a lot it's like a very great example of faith. And this will be the last story I share for this video. But when Jesus raises a dead girl and heals a sick woman. Now, I don't have to really read this story because of how much I love it and read it. But, as Jesus was on his way, the crowds almost crushed him. And a woman was there who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years. But no one could heal her. She came up behind him and touched the edge of his cloak. And immediately the bleeding stopped. Who touched me? Jesus asked. Now, this is crazy because Jesus was like, he's walking and then boom, he's like, oh, what the heck? Who touched me? And then Simon goes like, Master, there's like people crowding against you. Like, that's kind of like, are you really asking that question? It's like, Master, the people are crowding and pressing against you. But Jesus said, someone touched me. I knew that power. I know that power has gone out of me. That is just insane. Like, oh, just imagine the power leaving the body, and you're like, oh my God, who touched me? And then the woman, seeing that she could not go unnoticed, came trembling and fell at his feet. In the presence of all people, she told why she had touched him, and how she had instantly healed. Then he said to her, Jesus said this to her, daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace. That, guys, is just so powerful, because she believed that with just a touch of the edge of his cloak, that she will be healed from the bleeding that she's been going through for 12 years. And her faith was so strong that would be true, that when she touched just the edge of the clothes, not even him, not even like his actual body, just the clothing that he was wearing, that she would be healed. And she was, because of her faith. So God's not lying about, if you tell that mountain to throw itself in the sea, it will be done. As long as you have faith and you believe and you pray for it. So now that is how I'll end the video, because I don't want to make this video too long. It's only 12 minutes. But yes, guys, I tell you, just please, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I'm not sure if people are going to get to the end of the video, but if you do, may God bless you. And yeah, if you have any questions, I'll answer them in the next video. I'll do a video dedicated to your question, and I will help you whenever you need. I may not be the oldest guy that has a lot of experience. I might not be the strongest guy in the faith, but what I am is someone who's dedicated to learn, to keep moving forward. And if it means helping someone, I will do whatever it takes to help you guys answer any questions you may have. And yeah, guys, like, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's my first time ever recording myself like that, but yeah, you guys stay safe. I'm praying for everybody who watches this video. If you guys want, yeah, comment down below. My Instagram will be tagged on there. So if you guys want to go follow, for everybody who's new, my Instagram's gonna be down there. And yeah, God bless you guys. Take care, stay safe, and make sure to pray.